Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on something we all take for granted when our digital worlds just work. We're going to meet the invisible detectives who dive in and fix things when our graphics go completely haywire.
Come on, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're in the middle of a game, totally focused, and then bam, the world just breaks. Or maybe you're just scrolling through an app and it starts to stutter and crawl. Well, those aren't just random glitches. Think of them as clues that a digital crime has been committed. And today, we're going to figure out how it gets solved.
All right, so let's start by heading straight to the crime scene. This is where you see these super obvious and, let's be honest, really frustrating signs that something is technically broken in those beautiful digital worlds we were promised.
So on the left, you've got perfection. I mean, that's how the artists and developers wanted you to see it. But over on the right, that's reality when things go sideways. These crazy visual bugs happen when an application sends a command to the graphics card, the GPU, and something gets, lost in translation. And the result, you get these wacky colors, flickering objects, or sometimes things just go poof and disappear entirely.
So, how in the world do developers even start to fix this stuff? It's not like they can just guess. Nope. They need investigators. So let's meet the real heroes of our story today. These super specialized software tools that are basically digital detectives for visual code.
Now, the official term for these tools is a graphics debugger and profiler. And really, that name tells you the whole story. The debugger part, well, that's the detective. Its job is to find the exact command that's causing the visual mess. Then you've got the profiler part. Think of that as like a performance coach, looking at what's slow and figuring out how to make it all run faster. So yeah, two absolutely crucial jobs, all wrapped up in one powerful type of tool.
And just like real detectives, these tools come in different flavors. You've got RenderDoc, which is kind of like the versatile do-it-all investigator. It's free and it works on almost everything. Then you have something like NVIDIA Nsight. This one is the specialist. It works best with NVIDIA's own hardware, and it gives developers this incredibly deep inside look at what the graphics card is actually doing under the hood.
Okay, so we've got our detectives, but how do they actually do their job? Well, the real magic happens when they literally freeze time. They examine all the evidence from a single millisecond, one tiny command at a time.
The whole idea here is that the tool becomes a secret agent. It sits silently right in between the game and the graphics driver, the software that talks to the physical graphics card, and it just listens. It eavesdrops on every single conversation happening between them. And this is how a full investigation goes down. First, the tool intercepts and copies thousands of commands flying by. Then, the moment a developer sees a glitch, they hit a button to capture one single frame. It's like taking a perfect snapshot of the crime scene. That capture can then be replayed over and over again. And here's the best part. They can step through that replay one command at a time, watching the scene get built from scratch, until they find the one single command that caused the whole problem.
So, finding the culprit is one thing, but the real payoff, the real reason this all matters, is what this detective work means for the rest of us. The results of a successful investigation have a huge impact on the digital experiences we have every single day.
Really, the ultimate goal is this right here, 60 frames per second. That number, it represents a perfectly fluid, totally responsive, buttery smooth experience. Doesn't matter if you're playing a game or just using an app, that's the benchmark for quality. And it's a goal these debugging tools help developers hit. And the benefits? They're huge. By finding and fixing slow code, games just run smoother. By getting rid of wasted work for the graphics card, your phone's battery lasts way longer. It helps developers build things faster because they aren't just guessing anymore. And it lets them push the boundaries with more complex, more beautiful visual effects because they know they have the tools to fix anything that breaks along the way. But, of course, no investigation is that simple. Using these incredibly powerful tools isn't without its own set of challenges. There are some serious trade-offs that every developer has to deal with when they go on the hunt for these bugs.
First off, this whole process is heavy. Just running the tool slows the application way, way down. Capturing just one frame can eat up a ton of memory and disk space. And like we saw with Nsight, some of these tools are locked down to specific hardware. And finally, the data these tools spit out, it's so incredibly complex that it really takes a trained, experienced eye to find the important clues in all that noise.
But even with all those drawbacks, this quote from a developer really says it all. The value is precision. Instead of spending hours or maybe even days just guessing what might be wrong, the tool points directly to the single line of code or the one command that's causing all the trouble. It's the difference between searching for a needle in a haystack and having a giant magnet that just pulls it right out for you. So, I'll leave you with this thought. The next time you fire up a game and you're just blown away by its perfect, glitch-free world, just take a second. Think about those invisible detectives and the amazing tools they used, meticulously stepping through milliseconds of time, all to make sure that the only thing you experience is the magic.